Rahul,
let's take a look at the Uttar Pradesh numbers.
Postal ballots are, a few hundreds at best in each constituencies, and we are talking about Lok Sabha constituencies, with 6 lakh, 7 lakh voters.
Okay, we're hearing that Narendra Modi is leading in his seat in Vadodara. Narendra Modi is leading in Vadodara. Dimple Yadav is leading in Kannauj. In Uttar Pradesh, the BJP is leading in 26, a gain of 17. The Congress and the RLD leading on 5, down 7. The SP leading on 4. The BSP yet to open its mark. And Dr. Lahiri, the BJP seems to be benefiting from the fact that unlike Bihar, here the opposition vote is getting split between the SP, the BSP and the Congress, and that's why the initial trends out of the 35 seats that we have trends for so far are so skewed in favor of the BJP, sir.
Absolutely. In fact, we should look at the proportionality. What is the proportion of BJP seats? And postal ballots, the point is well taken that the postal ballots are different. Postal ballots are also from the army people at times. But still, people's preferences do not vary across
Dr.
groups
Lahiri,
that much.
Can you focus for the audience a little bit on Vadodara? Because although we only have a postal ballot-based lead putting Mr. Modi ahead, we know that the turnout in Vadodara jumped by over 22% compared to last time. When you have such a massive jump in turnout, and compared to the Gujarat turnout as a whole, which was 14%, Vadodara was 7% beyond that. Is that a reasonable indication that whenever we get to the main counting, he's clearly won that?
Absolutely. In fact, when turnout is high, it's normally people are very enthusiastic about voting. They're either voting against someone or for someone. I have reasons to believe that in Vadodara, particularly as you say, Gujarati Asmita, I think the people of Vadodara are turning out to vote for Modi. They want to see
Modi. That's the VIP premium theory.
The VIP premium that I keep talking about. In fact, coming back to Kejriwal, I think Mr. Kejriwal took a wrong decision by fighting from only one seat. He should have fought from 2 seats because it would have been wonderful to have him in the Lok Sabha. Now, by fighting in only 1 seat, we will be denied the presence of Kejriwal in the Lok Sabha.
Well, if turnouts are indicative of what could be a possible outcome because they're large, what happens when the turnout is actually disappointing? For instance, I noticed that whereas the turnout in UP went up by roughly 10%, the turnout in Raebareli went up by just 4.5%. Now that was disappointing compared to what was happening in the rest of the state. Does that at least suggest a lack of enthusiasm? I'm not going to go to the point of concluding that Sonia Gandhi is in any danger, because I don't believe she is. But does that diminished turnout compared to the rest of the state suggest lack of enthusiasm and perhaps raise an odd question mark?
Yeah, in fact, Raebareli, what I would interpret is that people are not very hell-bent on defeating Sonia Gandhi. They're going to vote for Sonia Gandhi, but there is no great enthusiasm either in favor or against Sonia.
Would it affect the margin of victory?
It should. It should.
No, but Karan makes an important point that there is no great enthusiasm to go out and vote, unlike Vadodara. Sonia Gandhi is leading in Raebareli. Those are initial trends. More animators are very excited. That's why they've got Sonia Gandhi in a jig over there. But given the fact that the Congress's own tally is coming down, I wonder if she has much to celebrate.
What does question about turnouts for Dr. Lahiri mean?
But that's just initial trends from Chapra. We don't know if that's the way it will crystallize.
So
yes, Adhan.
My question for Dr. Lahiri is this. So the rule of thumb that we all seem to be using on turnouts is higher turnout means better for the BJP, enthusiastic young people coming in and so on. But what if that higher turnout is among groups whom we know are not at all enamored of the BJP? So, but I mean, it's not just how many people, but who is voting. So how does that break down for you?
Absolutely. I mean, that is a judgment call. It could well be that there are people who, because of 2002, feel very strongly about Mr. Modi, and they could be turning out in high numbers to vote against him. But my judgment is that is not the case this time. It's the development sutra of Mr. Modi which has caught on. It's a different Modi that people are seeing or perceiving, and they're coming out to make him victorious.
Okay, we should also perhaps point out that high turnouts usually are conventionally accepted as in fact a vote against someone rather than a vote in favor. But Madhya Pradesh had a surprisingly large turnout compared to 5 years ago. I'm talking of the December state election, and it brought the BJP back with an even higher majority. And at the same time, Rajasthan had an astonishing turnout, and it turfed Congress out. So, turnouts can go either way.
That's true, but there is a secular trend towards increasing turnout in India because the young people are coming of age. they're more enthusiastic about the electoral process. I think our grandfathers had less enthusiasm about voting than our children.
Which
or our
means that
young
we
adults.
need to know which section of the voter is turning out in large numbers. Because, for instance, if it is Muslims in Varanasi who have increased their percentage turnout, say by 10%, you can be fairly sure they're voting against Mr. Modi. Whereas if it's the young turning out with their enthusiasm, you could perhaps conclude, if you want, the other way around. But before you then determine what a high turnout means, you need to know which section of the voter is turning out in a big way.
Absolutely. I mean, you can split hair and you can come to different conclusions about the high turnout, but we have to make a broad judgment call. And in this case, I think it's the anti-incumbency, partly the AAP's thing about corruption and bhrashtachar, and also Mr. Modi's catching the imagination, the high voltage campaign, which is leading to the high turnout.
Okay, we're learning two things. One, Arvind Kejriwal is trailing, Narendra Modi is leading in Varanasi. We're also learning that Rajnath Singh is leading in Lucknow.
But Lucknow has always been a BJP seat.
Sure.
It is Atal Bihari Vajpayee's seat, and in 2009 it was Lalji Tandon. So Lucknow has belonged to, it's a BJP
We now have
bastion.
initial trends for 131 seats now, and these now are not just postal ballots, but they're postal ballots and also initial trends emerging from electronic voting machines. Out of these seats, we're seeing the NDA lead on 79, the Congress Alliance on 35, others on 19. I want to go across now to my colleague Pierre Fitter, who's tracking the social index. We're tracking what's happening live online. Pierre, lots of people tweeting with the hashtag YourVote2014.
Oh, yeah.
What is it that they're saying?
Oh yeah, you know, Ral, it's very interesting. So we have the trends at the bottom of the screen from the votes, 80 to 35 to the NDA. Let's look at what the trends online are suggesting. And I'm going to put this out to our Twitter followers over here. The first trends seem to be against Narendra Modi in our debate. Remember, we asked the question, will Narendra Modi live up to all the hype? And we have the scores right now. 51% people, 51% of the people online say he will not live up to the hype. Now, of course, these are early trends as they are for the votes being counted.
The Brazilians are still sleeping.
Let's take a look. There are probably Congress voters who got up a little early. Let's also take a look at the heat map that we have for Narendra Modi, and you see a lot of red in all the cities across India. Let's zoom in a bit and look at the north and the west of the country. New Delhi, 52 to 48 in Narendra Modi's favor. Ahmedabad in Gujarat, 75 to 25 against Narendra Modi over there. Mumbai, 65 to 35 against him. Let's go to the south and east of the country right now, where we'll be getting a look at Kolkata, at Bangalore, at Hyderabad, and that should be coming up in just a second. There we go. That's it. Hit it again. And there we have it. So we have Kolkata at 78 to 22 against Narendra Modi, 69 to 31 in Hyderabad, 60 to 40 against Narendra Modi in Chennai, and Bangalore, 67 to 33 against Narendra Modi. So online, at least, Rahul, a very different story to what the trends from the real votes are saying.
These are only initial leads, and I must explain to everyone out there what the question for the Headlines Today Twitter debate this morning is. Will Narendra Modi be able to live up to the expectation that he's built? Will he be able to deliver as per expectation? Will he be able to live up to the hype? You can either say yes and tweet with the hashtag YourVote2014, putting in a statement which has a positive sentiment, which our Twitter algorithm will pick up, or you put in a statement with a negative sentiment, which our Twitter algorithm will pick up.